Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is July. No, it isn't. It's August 2nd, Friday, August 2nd. Officially in the state of Nevada, it is Lillian McMorris Day. Yeah, that's kind of hitting me today. But today, I couldn't think of a better person to bring me up on this day than Michelle Jewsbury. She's like one of the kids of my family. I love hanging out with her, and she's always changing the world. Hey, Michelle, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
I am absolutely great now that you're here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm traveling, as you can see, so excuse the background. I'm in Marco Island. Decided to go to um, this beautiful little resort and meeting a girlfriend of mine, and we had a rest and relaxation evening. And then I get to go back to work today.
It's Marco Island, like part of the US? Is it where is it?
So it's South Florida. So it's the
Okay.
southwest of Florida. So it's just south of Naples, actually.
Wow, so it's one of these local places that people that don't know Florida have no idea that this beautiful place is just sitting there, huh?
There's a lot of beautiful places in Florida, and I've only been here 2 years, as you know, Tigo. And
Yeah.
when I moved here, I was really shocked at how many awesome little areas there are, from Dunedin and all the West Coast, Sarasota, Clearwater, Naples, Fort Myers, Marco Island, and then of course, if you go to the East Coast, you can actually do the Keys. I went to Key Largo last year for my birthday,
Wow.
all the way up to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Jacksonville, and then Orlando's right in the middle. So,
See, I've been to all the major cities. I haven't been to the islands yet. We'll have to come out there early, maybe for what's coming up, Marketers Cruise. Maybe for Marketers Cruise, come out a little early and see a couple of these beautiful places you're talking about. But in the meantime, what the heck have you been up to? I see you got your books are going on. You got your Unsilenced Voices is happening. You got Legacy. Okay. And then I heard yesterday you were on ABC. Come on, catch
yeah,
me up.
no, it's been a great whirlwind. We published volume one of Breaking the Silence: Voices of Survivors early this year in 2024, and we hit number one bestseller on Amazon. But what was really great is we started to get more exposure. So we were interviewed on Fox 13, we were interviewed on Bay News 9, and then just yesterday, our interview for ABC Action News was released. And then we are publishing volume two of Breaking the Silence in October of 2024. And then we are looking for volume three authors. And then that is, you work with our team from February to October of each year. So 2025, this next round for volume three. And then we published volume three in October of 2025. So it's been really awesome. It's a well-received book, very similar to A Chicken Soup for Your Soul, but talking about overcoming adversities. And all of this kind of transpired when I started speaking and coaching and started to realize that it's not about Michelle Jewsbury. It's not about the experiences that I went through, but it's about giving people a platform to tell their stories and why their stories are so important, so that we can use our stories to lift up the younger generation, stop generational traumas, and really stop a lot of the injustices that happen in the world. So yeah, Legacy Camp also has transpired from all of that, and that's a 12-week group coaching program, and we
Okay.
specialize in 3 tracks. So we help people tell their story through book publishing, public speaking, and creating courses and content, so you can also monetize from your story.
So all of this started with your nonprofit organization, you know, and that has a very, touching and close to all of our hearts. Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to start Unsilenced Voices and what it means to you?
Yeah, definitely. So if you don't know me and if you haven't heard my story, I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And I experienced severe abuse between 2012 and roughly the end of 2015. So about 4 years. And when I finally escaped that relationship, I started to document my story. And I originally was living in Hollywood, California to pursue an acting career. So when I documented that story, I ended up writing and performing a 65-minute solo play about my experience in domestic violence. And
Wow.
that's when people started coming up to me, telling me their stories. And that's when I felt a calling to do something even more. and God put this calling on my heart. And I said, yes, that's all I did. I said, yes. I didn't have the college background. I didn't think that I could do what we've done so far. However,
Hmm.
Unsilenced Voices was created. The first place that we ended up going to was Ghana. There was a
Wow.
Ghanaian doctor in my hometown that said, please go to my home country. And I packed my bags and I traveled. And we started in Ghana. We expanded to Rwanda and Sierra Leone. In Sierra Leone, West Africa, is the bulk of our programming. We have a sponsor, a survivor program where you can help a survivor out of abuse. So many of our girls have experienced extreme domestic violence, sexual abuse, and they typically have 2 or 3 children from 30-year-old. All of these young women, they want something more. So then we've helped them to do that. So the Sponsor Survivor program is really encouraging younger people to speak up about the abuses that they've experienced. However, it
Right.
pays for vocational training materials, a monthly stipend, counseling, and medical. And then we've also done work in the United States in 2022. We filmed a TV show actually with the Fixers on BYU. You can see that.
That's
We
so
are
cool.
season 4, episode 2. It's really awesome. We built a cassava processing facility for one of the villages that we support in Sierra Leone. And then we've also published a curriculum called Graced for Prosperity, and it's being taught at the Mary Martha House here in the Tampa area, locally in Florida. And we hope to be able to teach that curriculum in other organizations and nonprofits too.
You're just a ball of energy. And whenever I see you in a room, we know each other now, we're family. So it's like we're yelling across the room. We have no etiquette. I'm just screaming, there's my kid. But you have this ball of energy that attracts people. And even when they don't know your story, it seems that if they have been through some kind of trauma, they're drawn to you somehow. It's like they want to share. And then I find out, like for example, Michelle Moras, she knew she had been through trauma and
Yeah.
been abused, but she didn't realize what kind of abuse until she actually sat down and talked with you and spoke with you. And then a couple of years ago, you and I had lunch and you were like, are you going to speak here? Are you going to do that? And I said, but I'm not a survivor of abuse. And you said, yeah, you are. The mental, emotional abuse you went through with your dad, that's abuse. And I was like, it is? It completely like blew me away because I never realized that that's what that was. And I think a lot of people, especially women, have been through traumas and they just think it's part of life. They don't consider it as being some kind of abuse. Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're very right. There's many adversities and different types of abuse that we have all experienced. I have yet to meet a person that has not had any adversity in their life. However, growing up, many people don't think, oh, no, that was normal, or,
Hmm.
my parents arguing, or drugs in the family. All of these things that we have considered normal growing up are not actually positive influences in our life, and they have led to generational traumas and different types of traumas. So yeah, there's many people who experience different types of abuses, especially growing
Right.
up in their family, and they don't recognize that it is actually um, abuse. It's actually something that deters them from moving forward in their life. So speaking up about it is really how we can stop a lot of that. It's only through speaking and writing and getting it out that we can actually heal, because you have to feel in order to heal, and in order to feel you have to live through some of the past events yet again, so that you can work through those things, understand what they are, so that you can break free from the chains. So yeah, very much so. Even you, Tigo, right? You haven't experienced domestic violence. However,
No.
you experienced some adversity with your family growing up. You
Yeah,
were in fear sometimes. You were
absolutely.
timid. I mean, I know this because I know you, and nobody knows that Tigo was timid when she was younger. However, she
Very.
was, and it was because of some of the things that happened in her family. And that's what we're trying to stop. When we start to speak up about it, we start to learn, we start to unlearn, we start to educate our children, and then we can stop that generational cycle.
So how does your book series, Breaking the Silence, how does that connect with Unsilenced Voices, or does it connect with your nonprofit and Unsilenced Voices. And what you said, you're looking for authors for volume 3. Who are you looking for?
Yeah, so I actually run a for-profit and a nonprofit organization. However, they are very, very intertwined. So, of course, the nonprofit, we offer free services, resources, a lot of education for survivors. For the for-profit, it's not just survivors of domestic violence, it's anybody who has experienced any type of adversity. So, with the book series, it's people who have experienced sexual abuse, domestic violence, suicide attempts, homicide. I have an author from volume 1 who her husband was murdered.
Wow.
There's individuals who have experienced extreme disease, depression, anxiety, addictions. So there's all of these different types of adversities that we've experienced in our lives that then you're able to speak about, write about, and somebody can pick up this book, read through it and say, oh my gosh, I am going through exactly what Tina is talking about. She was able to overcome, I can too. So for volume 3, when you fast forward, we are looking for anybody who's experienced any type of adversity and they want to share their story. Sharing your story is going to get even more exposure to the issue and bring the author more exposure as well. So when I say we were interviewed on ABC yesterday, it wasn't just me. We had Tina and Stacy from volume 1 interviewed as well. So we give opportunities for the authors to get that exposure so that they can grow their brand, their business, that they can grow their mission. And for 99% of the authors, their mission is just getting the word out and more exposure for what it is that they've experienced.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with you to be a part of volume 3 or to be a part of your nonprofit or even your camps, I see on the screen, michellejewsbury.com. Is that where they go?
Yeah, you can go to michellejewsbury.com and there's, of course, a link where you can book a meeting with me and we can just get on a call. And I want to hear about your story. I want to know what your story is. I want to tell you what we can offer and find out if it's a good fit. Sometimes it's not, but oftentimes it is a good fit. And we are a really great, trusting resource to be able to help you tell your story in a safe space. Many people are fearful of telling their truth, of talking about the things, the injustices that they've experienced. We are a safe space. We actually just completed a 2-day event called Breaking the Silence Summer Summit. It was a virtual event. We had 30 speakers in 2 days. And it was really all about people telling their stories. And oftentimes it's the first time that they've told their stories, from suicides and grief. There's a lot of grief right now, mental health problems, of course, different abuses, but being able to speak up about it. And oftentimes after they speak, it's like the sigh of relief. And then they want to share their story on even more platforms. And of course, that's why we offer the book collaboration and then Legacy Camp, if you want to take it that one step further in order for you to turn your story into a business, a mission, a movement. And then Unsilenced Voices is intertwined because Unsilenced Voices helps those who are in marginalized positions be able to break free. So we have a lot of education, a lot of tools, and the bulk of our programming is in West Africa and Sierra Leone. However, here in the United States, we would love to build a day center with wraparound services and emergency housing. In Sierra Leone, we are fundraising right now for a school with a housing component. So a lot of our girls are no longer on the streets. Many of them worked in the sex industry for a long, long time because they felt that there was nothing else for them. A lot of abuse, of course, happens in that, a lot of STDs. But many of our girls are still living in the brothels, even though they're not participating in sexual activities because there's no housing. Just like in the United States, we lack housing. So a lot of these young girls are getting reoccurring STIs because the brothels are so disgusting, not because they're participating in sexual activity. So we need a housing component. And of course, we need finances for that. So that's only about $150,000 in order to do that. So we need to, of course, fundraise for that. And if you're listening and this speaks to your heart and you want to give back, please reach out, michellejewsbury.com.
You are part of the Now family, the network of outstanding women. It was an absolute pleasure to honor you last year as our philanthropist of the year. Well, you already know you're one of my family. You're one of my kids, and
Thank you.
watching all the things that you're doing. And one of the things I want to do with our network, because our family, the Now family, these women are super powerful and their connections are beyond measure. So one of the things I definitely want to do this year is talk to them about coming together and supporting, especially our philanthropist leg. You being our class of 23 with Unsilenced Voices, Wendy Barnes is coming in with You Belong for 2024, and you're going to pass the torch to Wendy
Yeah.
Barnes this year. But together we should be able to help, do things like that, at
Mhm.
least get it going and keep it going and help you support it and all that. So let's put our heads together and figure out how we can get with the ladies of the Now and figure out how we can help you with that for sure. That would be absolutely amazing. You already know I'm in. Whatever it is you need, I got you, because I
Well,
just
also,
love what it is you do.
and also, I believe next year you and I are working together for the full day for International Women's Day to help fundraise
Absolutely.
and bring more awareness. It's not just Unsilenced Voices; it's many different organizations that need help and assistance. And
Yeah.
I know Unsilenced Voices. Right now I'm not, taking a salary, and I'm donating my time, and I donate 10% of everything that I personally make to the organization. So everything goes to our girls right now. And of course, eventually we need to hire more people and have staff. However, we need funding like most organizations need. So if you're listening, whether it's animals, whether it is domestic violence issues, whether it is the environment, take a stand for something. Do something, because if every person on this planet chose to stand up against certain injustices or stand up against some of the things that politicians are doing or environmentalists, you name it, right? Take a stand for something. I don't care what it is, but do something, because there's so many individuals, 8 billion people on this planet right now, who literally will go to work, come home, maybe play with their kids, watch television, have a beer, go to sleep, and do it over and over and over again. And life is meant for more than that. So
Yeah.
seriously, just sit down, think about what is it that you are passionate about, and take a stand and help organizations to be able to achieve their financial goals so that we can make an impact on this planet.
I love you. You're one of my kids. I can't wait to see you. I'm just going to throw it out there. She'll be on stage at the Power of Pink. I know she will. Come and hang out with us this coming October 3rd through the 5th. It's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to see you. Our buddy Greg Reed has Secret Knot coming up in September, so I know I'll see you there.
Yep.
And then we'll definitely see you in October 3rd through the 5th. And have you
Yep.
seen the new venue?
I
Have you
have
seen it?
not. No, I have
Oh,
not.
Alan, show her. We're at the Palms Casino in Brendan Theaters. Check it out.
So pretty.
So pretty. We're going to have so much fun. I love it. I love you. And thanks for anytime I call. I'm like, I need you. Like, yep, what do you need? Anytime I
Anytime you
call,
call,
you come running. You're
I will
absolutely
be
amazing.
there no matter what you ask, Tigo.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon, real soon.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Hey, everybody, if you want to support or just find out more about Michelle Jewsbury, reach out to michellejewsbury.com. If you can't write it down, you know what to do. Go to Tigo Direct, type in Michelle. Guess what? She's coming up. Reach out to her and say, hey, I want to support. I want to be an author. I want. She'll reply. I guarantee it. She's an amazing person, and she loves to support people who support people. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.